Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special limited series, okay? Pageant Tea Time. I am Kamala Aaron. Welcome aboard. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me say welcome to all, all the pageant paros. I'll explain about the pageant paros in just a minute. Okay, but welcome. This is a very new special limited edition series, which is going to be a spirited commentary, bringing sass, class, and some insider analysis. I think that's the most important part. Some insider analysis to the Miss Dominica 2026 journey. And joining me for the very first, of course, I'm going to bring my partner in crime, my best girlfriend, my chaperone,
Yay!
Jennifer Cuffy-Henry. Welcome.
Hi, hi, hi. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you, of course.
Appreciate. Thanks. Thank you.
No, you're always going to be coming
Thanks
along for the ride,
for
coming
the
along
ride,
for
right?
the
For
ride,
the ride.
coming along for the ride. So, pageant tea time. Let me talk about it just a little bit before we get into all of the things. Uh, this really is going to be commentary on the 2026 Miss Dominica journey. And like I said, we're going to bring some class to it. We're going to bring some sass, and we're going to bring some insider knowledge, insider analysis, and
Wonderful.
commentary on the 2026 Miss Dominica journey. Now, every single field has commentators and commentary and is part of the structure of the field. And pageants, as far as I'm concerned, should be no different. I know how we are in Dominica. The first thing when we think about commentary, people, start to clutch their pearls. Oh my God, this is going to be a tear down. No, no, no. This is not a tear down. This is not an attempt at a tear down, especially coming from the people who are here and the people who will be participating. I am Kamala John Baptist Aaron. Okay, let me bring some context here. I am Miss Dominica, 1998, Miss OECS, 1999. I was first runner-up across the region and was very fed up of it, by the way.
Mm,
Okay. Uh, every single time I was first runner-up, the host country won. I'm not gonna put any shade on anybody. Let me just say, first runner-up at the JCs in Antigua and Barbuda, Miss Antigua won. First
mm.
runner-up in St. Eustatius at the Miss Nectar Tourism, Miss St. Eustatius won. By the way, they went to get Miss St. Eustatius in Florida. In Florida,
Oh my
you know
goodness.
this, Kenny. You know this.
I remember.
They went to get Miss St. Eustatius from
From
Florida. She was
Florida.
living in Florida
Mhm.
because the chaperone for the Miss St. Eustatius told this Jennifer Cuffy, my chaperone at the time, I saw Kamala in St. Martin, and
Way.
there's no way we were going to have her come to St. Eustatius without stepping up our game.
Right?
That's what she told Jenny. Am I
Yeah,
wrong, Jen?
that's true. That's true. So Florida they went, got their representative from Florida.
They went international because Kamala was on the scene. Okay? I'm just saying, bringing some context as we're talking about pageant tea time and our commentary that we're going to bring some insider analysis to this process. Now, because I have been, and I am, forever will be, whether some people like it or not.
Mm.
I am part of the institution that is Miss Dominica. I am part of the institution, so is Jen. And there is no way I have interest in bringing down an institution. I do not have interest in that. I don't think everyone is going to agree with everything that is said. Um, but I wanted to be clear that the goal is absolutely noble. And the goal is to bring commentary and analysis that will help the process. So, for example, let's talk about it. We have, for example, everybody knows the NBA, everybody watches basketball. You have inside the NBA. And inside the NBA is an institution by itself
Mhm, mhm,
alongside
mhm, mhm,
the field of basketball, right?
mhm.
And you have Shaquille O'Neal, you have Kenny,
Kenny.
you have
Um,
um
mm,
who else is on there? Um
mm,
on inside the NBA. But what they're bringing is inside expert analysis. Whether agents like what they say or not, whether the players like what they say or not, is not really the point. They are bringing analysis that generally, you cannot get elsewhere because the people have been players in the field, literally and figuratively speaking. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have some tea.
yay.
We're going to have some tea. I drink coffee, by the way.
I drink
I
green
drink
tea. No coffee for me. Tea.
Jen, you know this. I drink coffee. I
Yep.
don't drink tea. And I always have my little spoon
Hmm.
to stir. So I'll be doing stirring in more than one ways. I'll stir in more than one way. So I'll bring my little spoon to stir. I normally put a napkin on my saucer because I don't like the sound
Hmm.
of the cup hitting the saucer. So
Touching
I
the
always
sofa.
a
Okay.
napkin on the saucer.
Okay. Yes, Queenie.
But we're going to have some fun and we're going to have some instant analysis. So today, right? We brought the context, tell you the rules of engagement, the entire,
Yeah.
thinking behind
Mhm.
this limited series. And you're going to see some people you recognize come through to Pageant TEA Time. You're going to see some people you recognize, some people you may not know. But Jennifer Cuffy-Henry was my chaperone throughout my journey as Miss Dominica. By the way, not only was I Miss Dominica, I also have coached contestants, styled contestants. When we start talking about fashion, I'll show you some of the styling that I've done. I still don't think I've seen anything to beat it yet. Just
Oh
saying.
my goodness. Wow. Wow.
Just with the styling that I've done, I've hosted Miss Dominica tons of times. Tons of times I've hosted Miss Dominica. So I've been in this institution at several levels. Yes. I've been inside of it at very different levels. And I'm being reminded that we have inside the NBA, we have Kenny, okay? We have Kenny Jet Smith,
Charles
we have
Barkley.
Charles Barkley, and
Mhm,
we have, of course, Shaquille O'Neal inside the
mhm,
NBA.
mhm, mhm.
Legends, legends. Whether you agree with them or not, you know that they know the game.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do over here, right? So, Jen, we're going to talk about chaperoning, okay? Being what I consider to be the crown companion. And we're going to talk about that. But before we do, what's been going on with you?
I'm good. I'm good. I mean, not complaining. Been a busy day, but not complaining. I mean, it's all good. It's all good.
How's the barrel coming along?
The guy just came in and it's gone.
The barrel is gone.
The barrel is gone, right? So hopefully, it gets to the port on Monday. Monday, yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we're Caribbean people, we send barrels back home
Yes,
to the
this
Caribbean,
is the time of
jealously
the
what you're
year.
gonna barrel. Um, and I have been good. I will show you something that has made it great.
Hmm. Oh my goodness! Look at
Look what
you!
I got.
Look at you!
I
Wow.
got the look.
Hmm.
So I'm
Hmm.
gonna have an amazing Christmas going through this right here. My husband got it for me. He
Wow.
knows my soul. He knows my soul. On
Signed, sealed,
Friday,
delivered, right? Signed, sealed, delivered.
signed, still delivered. Friday, I stepped outside and I saw when I opened it up, I saw the look. And he was
Mhm,
telling me, we were talking about it. I was talking about all the fashion that's in there. Not only the fashion, but the analysis of the
mhm,
fashion. And I
mhm,
learned so many things of why she did the book, why she did such an exceptional job at styling herself throughout the tenure of
mhm,
her
mhm.
husband's presidency.
Reign presidency.
That's a whole other
Mhm,
thing. But
mhm,
again, just more evidence that I'm inside of this. Okay, I'm inside of this. I'm inside of this institution hard. So this is for all the pageant powers. Now, in the Dominica context, everybody knows what a paro is, right? Everybody knows what a paro is in Dominica context. Um, People basically are strung out. They've hit hard times, drug wise, and they're strung out. So that's colloquially in Dominica we
mhm,
refer to
mhm,
people like that as paros. And so within my group of friends, they have been referring to us who are obsessed with pageants as pageant paros. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that I have not entered recovery at all. I will not enter anytime soon. I am the president, chairperson, CEO
CEO.
of the Pageant Paro Club. Okay? I am, yes, yes,
Yes,
I am.
yes, Jackie, we know that.
They try to make me go to rehab, and I
Mhm.
say, no,
Oh, no.
no, no, no. I'm a pageant paro through and through, forever will be. Okay? So, you're good. I'm good. I'm going. My real work is taking me to Seattle this week. I look forward to that. Spending some time on site. On the job, so I'll be traveling to Seattle.
Have
In
fun.
Yeah,
Have
it's
fun.
fun. It's a lot of work, but I'm looking forward to it because it's a lot more responsibility, and all of that on this new team
Mhm,
that
mhm.
I am going to be a part of. Bigger footprint, global footprint. I was responsible more for the U.S. across the U.S. Now this is going to be across the globe,
I'm
including
so proud of
Japan
you.
and Europe.
I'm so, so proud of you.
I'll spend some time getting to understand the team in Seattle, and I'm looking forward to it. So
Do
it
your
should be
thing,
great.
girl. Do your thing.
It should be good.
Do your thing. You know, we're rooting for you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So, um, you have been my crown companion. Let's talk about why you decided, first of all, why you decided to say yes. Because I know that I was your first. I was your first. Um, why did you decide to do chaperone to get into the chaperone? You were a contestant in 1998 Miss Dominica, putting it out there. 1988 Miss Dominica, 10 years
Reunion 88. Reunion 88.
reunion 88. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Why did you
You
decide
know,
to say yes to me when I approached you?
Um, hmm, I think part of it had to do with our prior conversation.
Mhm.
And I think it was once it was okay with my family, I mean, it was okay. And I don't think it's something I gave because I had been in the pageant before from teenage princess, teenage zodiac, um carnival queen show. I knew the demand. So then I just thought, I'm not sure if at the time I looked at it as a way of giving back. I don't think
Mm.
if that factored in, but it was an easy yes. It was an easy yes.
Well, so what we're trying to do too is to help people to understand. Contestants, people who are thinking about Miss Dominica, people who are players in the game, chaperones now, and those who are thinking about it, right? To help them to understand from experts like yourself and myself, like what does it take? Because I think people there's always a lot of interest in
Mhm, mhm,
pageants
mhm.
in Dominica, in the Caribbean in general. Um, we also have a lot of people who are, Monday morning quarterbacks. They
Right.
have never been involved, but they have the
Yeah.
loudest voice and not really the expertise. So
Mhm.
what was that conversation that we had that made you say, "Yeah, I'm gonna help her. My earring does not want to stay on."
Um, I think we had, and I'm not sure if am I allowed to talk about our conversation
Yes, please,
prior to that?
please,
So,
please.
basically, I saw you a couple times, kind of like I had a beauty shop, like a hair salon in Dominica, hair
Yes.
salon in Dominica, and you were walking by, I mean, to work and from work, and I'd always kind of like look at you like there's something there, you know. And I think one day I mustered the courage and kind of like just called you.
Yeah, you were like,
Um,
"Chick, chick, 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 come on, chick, chick, come on."
you know, and I think the conversation went something like that, and it's been a while, so correct me if I'm wrong. Like I
Yes.
said, I think I introduced myself. I don't remember, but I know
Yes.
I kind of like told you um something about your styling.
Yes.
And I didn't think what you were wearing. I think um I don't remember the exact words. However, I do remember your clap back, and your clap back was um I don't like what you're wearing either. I wouldn't put that with that. And I had to explain why I was wearing what I was wearing. I think I was just a little bit pregnant with Mia at the time.
Yeah.
And hence I wore a sort of like waist jacket,
Right.
right? And kind of like concealing my little tummy at the time because I don't think I was even 3 months as yet or thereabout. But anyway, and I think that is where that relationship really started, you
Yes.
know? So I think when you came back a couple days after and asked, I mean, yes, it was a yes, yes, right?
Yes. Yes. And for me, I all everything you just said, correct. But I also want to help people to understand too. When I came to you, I was very clear. I was extremely clear. I told you I am entering the Miss Dominica pageant. I have one goal, and the goal is to win.
So
There is not a plan B. My goal is to win. I know I can do it, and I need somebody to help me along the way. I need a chaperone. And based on our previous conversations, I think you'd be that person. I would like you to be by my side. Um, and that really was the conversation that we had.
yes,
I was very, very clear about what I wanted and that I was going to win.
to win, yes, from day one.
From the
From
first conversation,
from day
I told
one.
you what it was. So I
From the
was
day
not hesitant. I was not intimidated. I just wanted somebody that I thought would be um, supportive, had the right resources, meaning you had been there before.
Mhm.
You
But I
know,
don't think you knew that at the time, though.
no, but I could
No.
see you the way you dressed, the way
Yeah.
you looked, the way you spoke. I could tell there was something there, and I
Yeah.
wanted some of that to be
Right?
rubbed off. You understand? I'm
Yeah.
I'm being very honest, and
Yeah.
and it's part of helping people to see that you have to know what your goal is. You have to know
Yes.
what your goal is. So when, for example, young women who have approached me to assist them in the Miss Dominica pageant, and I ask them why are you participating in the Miss Dominica pageant, and they don't have an answer, or they c-
Yeah.
they tell me, people have told me, I think it's part of our culture and I want to have more friends, and I'm like, absolutely
Yeah.
not. I'm not going along with that ride. No, no, no.
Yeah.
You
And I
friendship
and
friendship cannot be a reason why you're going into Miss Dominica, and for me, Kamala, to be part of it. Absolutely not.
Right. And I think probably one of the reasons explaining the longevity of this relationship, the way that relationship was built and cultivated also, in terms of me just seeing you walking by, I mean, like, and realizing, I can do something, right? And you being, I mean, like, receptive to that also. And I think that is part of the longevity of that relationship too.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree. So, do you think um there are criteria for saying yes to a Miss Dominica, and what would those criteria be to a contestant?
I think yes. I One of the things I will add is that that is a high demand activity.
It
Um
is.
So you have to, one, have support. You have to have time. In my case, I think, like, young pregnant also.
Mhm,
So I had to make sure that I could deliver on that time and the demand also. And I think that is something that needs to be factored in, because if you are taking on the responsibility of chaperoning a young lady, you have to be 100% committed, because
mhm.
it's very demanding.
It is so demanding.
Yeah, and I'm
And I
not
think
trying
that
to be
helps our
pushing.
relationship because we spend so much time
So much time
together.
together. So much time
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
Yes.
It's extremely
Yeah.
demanding.
Yeah.
Do
Did I
people
answer
do
your
people get
question?
that? Do people get how demanding it is? Um, or not? Or do some people approach it differently?
Probably. I'm not sure. I just know in our case, I mean, like, it was very demanding, and I had to be able to give it my all. And I
Mhm,
had chaperoned somebody else also, and I know it can take a lot. You have to be, 100% with your team, with the team, and also your background support. Also, I mean, at
mhm.
the time I ran a business, so it
Yeah,
meant that the people who worked with me needed to understand my mission at the time and
mhm.
be there to support me on the other end, or in the other end of my business also.
Correct, correct.
Right.
Right.
So, and
Mhm.
then the family part of it, also you have other responsibilities. You have boyfriends, you have, I mean, like, parents. In my case, I had that, and I think that was, but everybody was on board,
Everybody was
you
on
know
board
and just the
because
there was an extended part to it. People who were in the background that you could call on. You have an event, and we just needed stuff. So, I mean, like,
yeah,
there was, like, the side community, so to
yes,
speak.
yes, yes. It takes two villages.
Right. Not just a village.
Two villages, okay, to get a contestant in the Miss Dominica pageant ready, and especially one who is going to be, um, you know, like me, um, I only had eyes on the crown.
And the
Um,
crown.
why does it take two villages? Because of all the resources that are needed.
Mhm,
Like
mhm,
you, and
mhm.
when you say all the things, so you you need people to pull on, people for outfits. Who is able to have outfits? Who is able to give critique on the outfit if you're
Mhm.
the contestant is appearing somewhere that you can pull an outfit together from the person.
Yeah.
I if To be fair, if I had to go back and do it all over again, there are some outfits I would change, um, for sure. Okay. uh, so it's a lot of material and
Mhm.
resources that are needed.
Yes.
Um, People who are going to be training, helping your girl with the talent, the performing
Talent.
talent.
Yes.
Someone who is going to be helping your girl to
Yeah.
to
Hair
um
and makeup.
the hair exactly.
Mhm.
Sylvester, who's now your husband, your
Mhm.
boyfriend at the time,
Mhm.
Sylvester dropped me to events.
Transport us to where we needed to go,
Eh,
right?
Sylvester dropped me off to events all the time, and
Yes.
that was part of the support, because it
Yes.
takes two villages for this
Yes.
thing to happen.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
that's why I'm saying it's such an institution that is made up
Yeah.
of all kinds of things. So the
Mhm.
training, the transport, the hair, the makeup, the advice that is going to be
Food
needed for
and
a
meals.
contestant to be on that journey is intense, and it is a lot. It's wide ranging.
Mhm.
It's wide ranging.
Agreed. Agreed. Mhm.
Um, is there a point? But you've before I ask you that, you have um chaperoned what? Maybe four people um already,
I
as
think
far as I'm aware.
three. I think Latricia Cardet and Annalisa Benjamin.
Right.
Mhm.
So Kamala John Baptist at the time, Annalisa Benjamin was the second person, and
Alright.
then Latricia
Latricia,
Cadet.
I think that's what it was. Yes.
So you got a crown, you got a
Oh,
first runner
that's good.
up
Mhm.
in Latricia Cadet, and then Annalisa Benjamin did not make it
Mm,
to
right,
it, did not get a place.
right.
What I would like for you to explain to me is how different were these trainings, and how did they affect the outcome as far as you're concerned?
So, I have to think to answer
Mhm,
that question. I think a lot of it has to do, one, with the individual contestant
mhm,
and part of the determination, um, in wanting the crown, because however way you choose to look at it, it's a pageant and there is going to be one winner.
mhm,
So the training has to do with the individual's um, intentions and readiness to do what it takes to get to as close to that crown as possible. And I'm not sure if I'm answering your question. Am
mhm.
I?
Yeah, yes, you're answering my question. What I want for people to see is, from your vantage point, um, you know, how different were these processes for you with three different contestants and three different outcomes?
Yeah. And so and it's not a matter of comparing
Correct,
contestants. It's
correct.
just
Yeah,
that they were
fair enough.
different years.
Yeah.
One, the personnel in the carnival organizing committee um was different at the time.
Mhm,
Resources available was, I mean, like, different at the time, and a lot of it has to do with um sponsorship,
mhm,
right? In terms, like, some girls were sponsored by the carnival organizing committee. Some
mhm.
girls were sponsored by other corporate
By corporate sponsors.
sponsors,
Mhm,
and that also played a part in the train in, so to speak.
Tell me what you mean by that. I mean, is it that you had less resources or what?
And yes, in terms of when I say less, I mean like it's not equal. I'm doing
Okay.
7 6 7 6 7 7 6 7 Sorry, it's just a kid's but yeah, but yes. Um, for instance, if you were chaperoned by the carnival organizing committee, and
Mhm,
sometimes they would chaperone maybe two girls, so they had to split the resources.
mhm.
Whereas, if say
You
for
mean
instance,
sponsor? Sponsor?
sponsor, did I say sponsor?
You said chaperone. So
No,
is it
sponsor.
sponsor?
No,
Okay.
if they
So
sponsored two girls,
right.
right, they would have to split the resources. Whereas if West Indies Oil, for instance, sponsored
Mhm,
somebody else,
mhm,
that they would, if it was $5,000 they were giving for the pageant, they would give that $5,000. So you had more at your disposal
mhm,
based
mhm.
on your sponsorship level, also, right?
Yes.
Um, but-
Here's something I want to say to that, right?
Mhm,
Um, when I did Miss Dominica, I was one of the last girls to get
mhm,
sponsored.
mhm.
I think you know that. I was
Yes.
one of the last girls to get sponsored. Um, I never thought about it. I promise you, I never thought about it. I think it was a little bit more difficult for us. I remember you know, calling your parliamentary representative, well, my parliamentary representative, for the Rosal South constituency because I represented Bath Estate. It was Ozzy Walsh at the time. Still such a gracious guy to me to this day. To this day, Ozzy Walsh was extremely kind,
Mhm,
to us, and you know, but I was one of the last people sponsored, and I'll tell you how I got sponsored again to show people how you show up every single time, right? I was attending um a I was attending a launching. By the way, you were not with me. You were not able to make it. I never sweat it because it was a Saturday. We were on our way to Marigot to launch Etlin Thomas at that
mhm.
time. Saturday is your busiest day in your
Right,
shop.
right,
So you gave me all the love and all the kisses and told me how much you love me, and I went off by myself.
right.
Okay. So all the girls were gathered at the DFC office, which was on
Mhm.
Great Malvern Street at the time. So we were standing downstairs, um, gathering to get on the bus to get to Marigot, to go to Marigot. And then Sobers Esprit, who was on the Queen Show committee, the Carnival Development Committee at the time, Sobers Esprit came to me and he said, um, the lady across the street wants to have a word with you. Now, that lady across the street was the owner of Superwood Products, and she also had a boutique right across the street. People call her
Mommy.
Mommies.
Yes.
She's from
Yes.
Portsmouth. Come to find out, she's very good friends with my husband to this day.
Yes.
My now husband. Life is, the world is very
That's a
small.
goal.
So Sobers told me the lady wants to have a word with you. Um,
Yeah.
just know she asked me whether you were sponsored already, and I told her no. And so she wants to have a word with you. Yes, so her name is Saint Jean. Um, her name is Julienne
Okay,
Saint Jean.
mommy.
People know her as Mommies, and
Mhm,
she owned Superwood Products and a few boutiques in Roseau at the time.
mhm, mhm.
And so I went across the street, and she said to me, "I have been looking at you guys for the last few minutes, and I told Mr. Esprit that I want to sponsor you because I think you're going to be you are the winner. You are going to be Miss Dominica, and I want to sponsor you. I want to be part of that." It that literally was what she said. And I said, "Are you serious?" She said, "Yeah. Yeah, you are all gathered there, and I called my son. I told him, "Look, she she's going to be the winner." Um, and so I called Sobers, I spoke to Sobers, and I told Sobers, "I'm gonna sponsor you. I want to sponsor you." And that was it.
That was it.
I went to Marigot excited
Pointed.
because I had finally gotten a sponsor. Etlin was sponsored by Courts. You know, it was a big launching. Lennox
Mhm,
Linton was there. The Prime Minister at the time, Edison James, was there.
mhm.
It was a huge launching in Marigot, right? And so I was coming in as the girl with no sponsor. And when I hopped that bus, I was sponsored. I was
And good
sponsored
feeling.
because somebody saw me. Somebody saw me among all of the contestants and said,
Mhm.
"You are going to be the winner." And I told her, "I am. I am going to win. Absolutely."
Let me just chime in. Jackie was full of confidence. I mean, like very confident from day one that she was going to win. And I think people don't realize the things people say to people. Like when the young girls enter the pageant or the ring to be Miss Dominica, people have a lot to say.
Absolutely.
Um, a lot to say, negative,
Mhm,
positive, in between.
mhm.
Um, and I don't think people understand. I think they probably do. Like really and truly, like in Dominica, we have um I want to say probably a colorism thing going on.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yes, and people felt like where that girl going, figure
Mhm.
she going for Miss Dominica. And people literally said thing like that girl to be black, too black to be Miss Dominica. She
They
too
said that.
ugly to be Miss Dominica.
They
And
said that. Yeah.
comments were like Jenny, of all the girls, that girl you chaperoning. I mean, like seriously. So it was a
Yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
so and but they didn't understand the confidence you came with and how super confident you were in your abilities. I don't think people really understood that.
Yeah.
But you did it. You
I
did.
I I to be honest, I was very taken aback because I knew myself.
Mm.
I was very taken aback that people had those comments.
Mhm, mhm.
I just told myself, they don't fucking know me.
Right,
They don't
right.
know who
They
I am.
yeah.
They have no idea who I am. And
Yeah.
you know, relating to what you said about people's comments, right? You have to take comments in stride because, for example, people had a lot to say because my mom had at the time had just was actually at the hospital. She
Mhm,
had suffered a stroke,
mhm,
and it's one of the first times that I was tested. Going into the Miss Dominica pageant, my emotional strength and my wings were tested, right?
mhm,
And
mhm,
every day going to the Windsor Park, I would go to Carnival City, rehearse, and then walk up to Princess Margaret Hospital to see my mom. And
mhm,
there was talk that, oh my God, she's doing Queen Show and her mother's in
mhm,
hospital, blah, blah, blah.
mhm, mhm,
And I remember one day I went to the hospital after rehearsal and I told my mom that I was going to drop out of the show.
mhm,
People don't understand. Like, I'm here with you every day, and my mom could not speak. Jen, you know this. My mom could not speak. She motioned for me to get a piece of paper and a pencil,
yeah,
and she wrote on a piece of paper two words: "Just win." And Jen, it was over.
yeah,
The fate of everybody else was sealed. I'm telling you. If
yeah,
I knew already what I wanted, but those two words, I carried that paper with me. She
yeah.
said, she wrote down "just win" when I told her that I was going to drop out of the show.
Mhm,
And she wrote down the words "just win," and I
mhm.
carried that with me till the end. Um,
The
and
wind
and I want
winning.
I want the contestants to know that it does not matter what other people think.
Mhm.
It is about your determination. It is
Yep.
about what you know about yourself, and
Yeah.
do not let other people dictate who you are and tell you who you are,
Yeah.
and what your capabilities are. Just fucking go.
Yeah.
Go.
I remember you saying Vanya was the wind beneath your wings, right? Remember that?
Yes,
Yep.
absolutely. Yes, he
Yep.
was. He was. And yeah, every Josiane, Palestrina, Etlin, um, they were dead. With those words, my
Just yeah.
mother wrote, it was
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
I was it was done. It was
Yeah.
done. It was
Yeah.
done. So
Yeah. Yeah.
don't let people dictate who you are. Now I want to ask
Uh-huh.
you about the let's talk about the managing crises. Managing crises as a chaperone. What what does that look like? What did that look like for you?
Um, so, just so I will tell you, this one doesn't relate to you really, but I
Uh-huh.
remember, like recently with the Miss Universe and Miss Jamaica, falling through
Yes.
that stage. She's doing better now. I remember the year I chaperoned literature, and I think it was the day of the competition. I think we went to Carnival City for final rehearsal, just doing a rehearsal, and then she fell off the stage. Fell off the stage,
Off
yes.
the
And
stage.
yes, fell off. And
The stage is at least 6 feet tall. At least.
yeah, and we ended up at the I think we went to the emergency. Her pinky finger at the time got injured. I think she got
Hmm.
a cut. It's been a while. I don't remember. Either it wasn't broken, but
Right.
something happened that we had to end up at the emergency. It could have been much worse. So thank God she was able to perform that evening. And I think that is something that you didn't that wasn't anticipated.
Right.
It happened, but things happen. Things happen
Mhm.
along the way. I mean, like we had our share of just stuff. I mean, like tape would not work. Um just things happening, and people have emotional breakdowns sometimes during the pageant, because like you said, in your case it was your mom, but just other things happening. And I think that is one reason why people need a strong team
Mhm.
behind them. You need a strong team, so that the days when you are just emotionally, physically drained, that you have people that can pull you up,
Mhm.
but we had our share of challenges. Challenges.
One of the challenges I remember, and crises look very different. They can show up in different ways.
Mm-hmm.
One of the I just spoke about that, my mom suffered a stroke, during that time. Uh, One of the other crises that we had was that when my sponsor first got me a dress, they got me a navy blue dress. And I said, this dress is not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
This dress is too close to my skin color. I'm going to be on
Mm-hmm.
stage and all of that. So I said, this dress is not going to work for me.
Yes, right.
And so I said that very clearly. You agreed.
Yeah.
Julene agreed. That they should have, consulted with us before ordering the dress,
Right,
and
right, right.
they were very gracious.
Mm-hmm.
They agreed to order a second dress, and that dress came on the Wednesday night before the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Wednesday night. So the show, for context here, okay, the
Friday.
show is on Friday night.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I did not get my evening gown
Mm-hmm.
until Wednesday. And
Let's see.
it arrived in Dominica. So by the way, when this was the final rehearsal on Wednesday night, I remember it so
Mm-hmm.
clearly. And Jen was not with me because she was traveling to Margot, to the airport, to
Mm-hmm.
collect my evening gown, right?
Yeah.
And I was at the final rehearsal with well, Franklin was with me. Franklin Moses was my talent coordinator. Our team was very, very small,
Uh-huh.
to be very honest. Franklin Moses was my talent coordinator, and Franklin was there. And I remember um, w- the atmosphere was very tense.
Very tense always.
The atmosphere on that Wednesday night was tense. No one talked to me.
No, no,
Nobody was talking to me. No one. Okay? Nobody. For all how great the friendship is, when things start to get close, okay, it gets tense. It
Mm,
gets seriously tense. And that's something that every contestant should know. It's going to get tense. People start to see where the energy is
right.
and so forth.
Uh-huh.
And,
Yeah.
and so that happens. People start to break away into their own camps. So I felt very much alone. And then I saw you coming, uh,
Yeah.
you know, and I was so excited to see you coming into the park late into the night
With the
uh,
dress.
with the dress. With the
That's the one
dress.
we had to take to Debbie.
This is what I was going to say. Now, the dress arrived. The dress was a size 4, and I am a size -0.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was so skinny at that time, right? I was under
At that
100
time.
pounds. Yeah.
At that time.
At that that time, I was skinnier. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, I was skinnier. I was 98 pounds during the Miss Dominica competition. So people thought I was too skinny. People thought I was ugly. They literally said that word, ugly. They said I was too dark.
Meg.
Also, I was too meg. I was 98 pounds. And I was like, I'm gonna bust everybody's ass. Just you watch. Just you watch. That same skinny, black, ugly girl's gonna bust everybody's ass.
Just you watch.
Um, and so when you came, I was so happy to see you. And
Mm-hmm.
we had to take you cultivate friendships like crazy.
All of the
Uh, you,
kids.
you had that friend, your friend, is it Debbie
Debbie,
Jen?
Debbie
She's
Schwernfeld, yes.
Debbie Shillingford, who lives on Cork Street,
Mm-hmm.
just close to
Mm-hmm.
your salon.
Uh-huh.
And on Thursday morning, the day before the show,
Yeah.
we were in Debbie's,
House.
shop in her house,
Yes.
in her bedroom, getting fitted and getting that dress down to the size that's going to fit me, which is
Yeah.
a size -0.
Yeah.
And I never panicked.
She did an amazing job. She
She
did an
did
amazing
an
job.
amazing. It was a beaded dress,
Yeah.
fully beaded dress, and she
Mm-hmm.
brought that dress down to fit me, fitted,
Went
fitted.
on. Mm-hmm.
It was so that's one of the crises that we
Mm.
had, but I never panicked. I never ever panicked. You were
You
leading
good.
the charge. You said
Yeah.
you're gonna get somebody to fix it. You got Debbie. We
We
stayed
Debbie
up with
done.
Debbie, and Debbie did a great job.
She did an amazing job. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's to think about those kinds of things and how and the chaperone is the person who leads the process. So
Yeah.
you went to Marigot to pick up the dress, right?
Yeah.
You had to get somebody to get the dress for me.
Yeah. I don't know. Was it a marriage yet? I think something I
A
had somebody in
Marigot, yes.
Miami who was able to my memory is a little bit scanty there, but there was
No,
somebody in Miami.
you got your friend, what was her name? She was a flight attendant.
Rubia.
Rubia. So
Rubia.
Rubia got that dress. Rubia bought
Right.
that dress for me
Right.
in
Right. Right.
Miami and shipped it
Rubia.
down
Yeah.
express.
Yes. But we got it. We got it. Thanks, Rubia. Yeah. And that is
So
why I say you have to have a team because it takes a double village, so to speak. You have to know people and you have to be very resourceful also because things may not always work the way it is supposed to. And you need people you can call on at last minute to help. And they came through. They came through.
yeah,
You
they
know?
absolutely came through.
Yes.
And So you as functional roles on the team, you as the chaperone, you were the lead
Mhm,
of the
mhm.
team that was working
Yeah,
with me. Everything had to go through you. What was going on? What was my schedule? What am I doing
yeah.
on what days? Organizing for supplementary
Mhm,
rehearsals, because the committee has its own rehearsals, and then every
mhm.
team normally has their
The
own
individual
rehearsals.
rehearsals.
So
Mhm,
I had Franklin Moses working with me for
mhm.
my talent
Talent.
portion.
Yes.
And again, I was very clear with Franklin about what I wanted. I
Mhm,
told him that I wanted to do something very different. I wanted something that had not been done before. I wanted something that the audience had not seen before. And he listened to me. We immediately clicked. We liked each other tremendously. We were great friends. And he wrote something, and I also wanted to portray a broadcaster,
mhm,
because that was my goal. My whole goal was to be a broadcaster. I
mhm.
wanted that, and
Yep.
I wanted the Miss Dominica pageant to be the vehicle
Mhm.
that would drive me to the broadcasting field.
Right?
So I wanted to
Yeah.
play a broadcaster, and Franklin delivered.
Yes, he did. And I just want to add also to your credit, I think one of the things, as much as I was the chaperone, I think you brought so much, just your um know-how also, but the level of confidence that you had, and you were able to advocate for yourself also. Because I think a lot of times with call them contestants, if they have a chaperone, sometimes the chaperone wants to be, I mean, like, in charge. You are in charge, yes, but understand you're not the one actually walking on that stage.
Yes.
So the girl has to have input in decision making also. And I think that is where we kind of like teamed up. So it wasn't just me making decisions, but you, I mean, like, advocated for yourself. So when you thought something, no, Jen, that's not going to work. Let's try something else. So you
Yeah.
were able to bring that also. So that
Yeah.
helped.
Yeah.
That helped.
N Now I know what it mean I know the term for that, and that is, I was very, self-directed. Uh,
Yeah.
I I I did not need, much outside influence
Mhm.
to tell me who I was, to tell me what I needed to do, and you did not have to tell me, "Jackie, well, you have to go to rehearsal," and, so
No.
on and so never. Like,
Right.
I knew, at that time I had to be there, I was there, you know what I mean? Like, I knew
Definitely,
what
definitely.
we never had anything. You did
Conflict in
not have
that.
to tell me, "Well, Jackie, you need to bring more." I
Mhm.
knew what it was, and
Right.
I was self-directed, and
Yes, definitely.
I played that role, and now I can see it in retrospect,
Mhm, mhm,
what
mhm.
it means. I was also very driven,
All
um,
right.
uh, and very mission focused. So, now I have the terminology for those things. So when I
Yeah,
look back at it, I can identify what that was.
yeah, and the other thing is, we had 0, drama. There was
Yes.
no drama in that team. It was just
Yeah.
like get it done. I
Get it
think
done.
one of the things I know is that some camps have a lot of drama. And I think when you have too many people involved in the camps, and
Mhm.
people don't always get along, or I think what it is, they miss the point that
Yes.
it's not about them, it's about the contestant. Because I think once we understand that it is about the contestant, I think things should work out okay. I think too many times people get it in their head that it's about them
Yeah.
and lose focus. And
Yeah.
therefore, I think some camps end up with too much drama. That's the thing.
Too 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 many too many cooks.
Works. Yeah,
Too
definitely.
many cooks.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah.
I I I 100% 100% agree with you. But there has to be someone leading.
Yeah.
So with
Yes.
management now, it is said that somebody has to be in front of the horse always.
Yes.
So somebody has to lead. I was always very clear that you were leading, so there was nothing that I did that you were not informed
Right.
of, at all.
Mhm.
And we had to be aligned.
Yeah.
Even if so, for example, I'll give an example of that. Um, you were not very intimately involved in my performing
Mm-mm.
talent. What you knew was that we got somebody who could lead that process,
Right.
and you trusted that Franklin is going to lead the process.
Yes.
He's going to deliver the content,
Mm-hmm.
and we are going to set up the schedule for rehearsals between Franklin and myself, and we did
Right.
that. And so though you were not involved in that, I rehearsed
Right.
with Franklin all the time. And in the final weeks started to see what the talent was that was coming together. But
Mhm,
there
mhm,
has
mhm, mhm.
that leadership and that alignment and that collaboration and also trust that this person that we brought onto the team knows exactly what they're doing in that space.
Yeah, and another thing also, I mean, like even your hair, for instance, I mean, like,
Yes, let's talk about the hair.
right. There was another team involved in that. Do you know what I
That's
mean?
true.
And even if at the time I was a hairstylist at the time, and I think that is where you get rid of the ego and you
The ego, yeah.
understand that, I mean, like, really, it's not about you. If somebody else can do it better than you, I mean, like, let it be. Just get it done,
So wait,
right?
so wait, so Jen, we have to give context. We have to give context here, right? Um, so you are a hairstylist. Jen is a hairstylist. She's my
Was.
chaperone and quickly becoming my everything and my friend.
Mm-hmm.
But my hair, I assess the Kamala that I am.
Mm-hmm.
I assess Jen's skills in being able to do my hair. And I
Yeah.
assessed that Jen cannot manage my hair in the way that I think it needed to be done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I decided, and we spoke about it. I told you, I think that, I'm gonna have Nadia do my hair. Nadia was I came into Nadia always did my hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that was at Sandra Bob's salon. By the way, we'll see Nadia comes through here where we talk about hair on this platform, okay, on Pageant Tea Time. So Nadia always did my hair. So I told you, I think this is the stakes are big. Let me continue with Nadia doing my hair. And I swear to you, this is the moment. This is the moment where my relationship with you was sealed
Mm-hmm.
because you agreed with no issues, no problems, no ego whatsoever. You're like, yes, Jackie, let Nadia do it. Go ahead, everything. And we, integrated scheduling my hair to be done by Nadia into my fuller schedule. And Nadia did my hair throughout the show, throughout the journey, and on the night of the show as well,
Mm-hmm.
like, you
Mm-hmm.
know, ahead
Mm-hmm.
of ahead of time, before the show. Nowadays they have, the hairstylist coming backstage. I
Right.
wish that was done at the time, but
Mm-hmm.
that was not the case. You get your hair done before you came to the park at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So my hair was done by
Nadia.
by
Mm-hmm.
Nadia. Yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think once you realize the bigger picture, I mean,
yeah.
it's easy to kind of like take a step back for the better good. And I think that is something that people have to understand. It's not about you. Let the girl win her crown, whatever it takes, right?
Whatever it takes,
Whatever,
whatever it takes.
whatever it takes, get yourself out. I mean, like, because I think you have to understand your strengths and your
Mhm,
weaknesses also.
mhm.
And once that is done, I mean, like, if you're being honest, you will make room, right?
Make note.
Yes.
So time is going. We're gonna talk about the night of the show.
Hmm.
what does it take to get a girl ready emotionally to take her through the competition wrong by wrong? There is the opening number. There is the costume segment. There is the performing talent. There is the swimsuit round, the evening wear, and question and answer. Wrong by wrong. What does it
Mhm.
take to get a girl ready for that?
So you have to be confident in the work that you've done throughout the pageant cycle. So the trainings, I mean, like really and truly, I mean, like we went to, I think it was on the stage, right, to practice to walk. Did we have to put the book? Did you have to put the book on your head?
No, no,
No. Okay,
no. Let me
but
tell you
we
about the walk, ladies and let me tell you about the walk, ladies and gentlemen. What is her name from Newtown, Jen? She was a former contestant. She was from Newtown. She was training us in the walk.
I don't remember her name right now.
But I assessed everybody. And this is how I knew that I could win the crown and I was going to win the crown. I assessed everybody. And I knew that there was no contestant, absolutely none. There were 8 contestants. I was contestant number 7 on the night of the show, one before the last, before Georgia George.
Mhm.
I remember all of it.
Oh.
Um, I knew nobody could walk better than me.
Mhm.
Nobody.
That's
And she told you, I mean, there's nothing much I have to tell Kamala.
Uh-huh. Uh,
I don't. I really don't.
uh-huh.
So on the night of the show, when it came to the walking, that was not an issue.
Right. But because yeah, definitely. And because we had done the work, the training, and you had the mindset, you came in with the mindset also. The day of the show, it was my job to make sure everything was in place and not leaving anything for, I mean, like to chance, and just
Yeah.
making sure everything was in place for the show. I mean, like you can never be 100% ready, but the
Yes.
goal was to be 100% ready, because things will happen, and you're not competing against yourself. I mean, like you have other people in the ring, and the
Yeah.
night of the show can be very, very, very very tense. People
Very
come
tense.
in with all sorts of emotions, and you have to be able to channel your emotion in the right place, and
Yeah.
just because backstage is, I
A
mean,
war
like
room.
dramatic.
It's a war
You
room.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
and you have to be calm.
Yeah.
You have to be, I think, just
Yeah.
ready, and just be ready to put all of it down on the night of the show.
Yeah.
And I just think it's just being calm,
Hmm.
being ready, and trusting your team, and
Yeah.
trusting the confidence that you have in your trusting your abilities.
Yeah.
And I don't think that ever wavered. I think you knew what you were capable of, and I think like throughout for you it was like, Jen, I'm going to win.
Yeah.
I'm going to win. I'll be
Yeah.
Miss Dominica. You know?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Um, and on the night of the show, 2 major things that I want to point out to people. So on Jen is extremely focused she's a great partner in that way. She does not talk too much.
Mm,
So and when by the way, I want to clarify, when I say backstage is a war room, not that there is warring,
right.
but again, like I said, things people go to their camp, and
Mm-hmm.
it feels intense. You're gonna get backstage and you're gonna know no one
Mm-hmm.
is messing with you because everybody is right there. You know what I mean?
Right.
They
Mm-hmm.
everybody wants the same thing. Everyone wants to leave with that crown. You want only happy tears on that night. So one of the things that I found to be exceptional about you is that you start to zone in at the right moment. So on the day of the show, you were completely zoned in. There was not a lot of talking going on, extra talk. Normally we have, all the tea we talk about and everything. On the day of the show, there was none of that. From the morning, there was none of that. There was, Jackie, do you have this? Jackie, here's what we're gonna do. Da, 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 da.
Mhm,
Very, 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 very focused. So you zone in on
mhm,
the day of the show. I want people to know that.
mhm,
Um, so but so you get everything packed, and you were packing things by rounds. This
mhm,
is the round,
mhm,
swimwear round, here are the things we need, pack it up, blah blah blah, evening wear round, here are the things, and so
mhm,
forth. So you completely zone in.
mhm.
And then one of the things that happened is that you forgot to bring me a bra for the performing talent, okay? For the performing talent. You when we got there and you were taking things out, you were like, "Damn, Jackie, we don't have a bra for the performing talent." And my out I was portraying a broadcaster. Okay, so I had a very professional look with a
Mhm.
button-down shirt and a pencil skirt and the whole 9 yards. No bra. I did not sweat it whatsoever. I'm like, "Yo, this train is on the tracks and we are moving."
Oh, we're moving, right?
And the second thing that I want people to know is, um, again, because of how you are. One, you zone in, but you also do not have ego. So I do my own zoning in. So what would happen is round by round, I said, "Jen, you're gonna help me get ready. You're gonna dress me, help me to dress, do all the things, put all the foundation on
Mhm,
the body
mhm,
and
mhm,
all the 9 yards." And
mhm,
once I'm dressed, I go to a corner by myself,
mhm, mhm,
and we have that separation. And
mhm,
then I now zone in by
mhm.
myself.
But for
So
anybody, Jackie, for anybody wondering what we did, we tipped that sucker up. We just tipped it up. We tipped
100%
right, and good old Scotch tape,
Scotch tape. Scotch tape.
right?
So, it acted like the bra for
Just
the
propped it
boobs.
up.
Okay.
That's it, right?
So, yeah, so there's nothing gonna be dangling. There's nothing gonna, cause anybody to be like,
And like
what is
you had
happening?"
anything there, like you had anything there.
No, they were not that big. Still to this day, TMI. But because of the professional posture that you're putting into the
Right.
performance, right? And then I knew how much movement I had to
Mhm,
be from one end of the stage to the other. I knew what the movement was going to be, so I did not
mhm.
want to be inhibited in any kind of way.
Right, right, right.
So we put the tape.
Yep. Yeah. But I think also, I think one of the things people have to realize also on the evening of the show, it's not worthwhile to have your lady flustered and all that. I think they need to be calm, relax, do whatever you have to do, but just give them the space to breathe,
Yeah,
exhale, you know?
yeah,
And yeah, I think a lot of times, like what I've seen is that people are like, hey, for lack of a better word, flustered. Like,
yes,
where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Where is that? Best advice is, you have 4 rounds or 3 rounds. Maybe have a compartment for each round, so you
yeah,
know where everything is. So
yeah,
therefore, you're not spinning around looking for things. Have an emergency kit.
yeah,
Um, good old hairpin, all kinds of pins,
yes. All
safety
kinds of things.
pins, hairpins. I mean, like you're going to need that needle and thread. You're going to need that also. have that on hand. So in case you have the emergency, you are prepared.
And apparently you need scotch tape too.
And it's
Apart
scotch tape too, right?
um, but you also, Jen, one of the things that you're good at, you especially with I can speak for myself working with me, that you were able to help me to get out of myself.
Mhm,
So let me give an example of that. When we traveled to Antigua and Barbuda, people kept saying that the Antigua costume wrong is very different than Dominica, right?
mhm,
People kept telling us that behind the scenes, especially Dominican. So, she's skinny and so on. So, we have to see her. They like a lot of action and
mhm,
so forth.
mhm,
And so on that night, backstage, once I was dressed in Antigua, once I was dressed, I had Danley Guy with me, also, and Clarence was with me. Both these two
mhm,
gentlemen were with me in Antigua, who were my costume builders.
mhm.
So they traveled with me to Antigua. And once I was dressed and I was inside of the costume, standing in line, ready to go until they say, Miss Dominica, you came and you said, you have to step it up tonight, okay?
Mhm.
This is Antigua.
Mhm.
So you brought me a shoot of rum. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not drink alcohol for context. Okay? Jen brought me some alcohol. She said, you have to step it up. This is the moment. You have to step it up. I did not even blink. I did not budge. I just took the glass. I shot it back and I was ready. It's like, yes, let's
Papa J,
go.
I did
Let's
that.
fucking go.
Did I do that?
You did do that. Let's fucking go, baby. And I was
OMG.
ready for the bacchanal in the costume, wrong in Antigua, with my shoot of rum in my head.
Yeah. You did what you had to do, right?
I did what I had to do. But the point is, as a chaperone, you knew that it was going to take something else to give me just that little edge to
Mhm.
get me to where I needed to be based on the advice that we had been given about what the expectations are specifically for this show
Mhm, mhm,
in
mhm.
Antigua and Barbuda.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Okay. We have spoken about practically everything, including the night of the show. We're gonna end with um some rapid fire questions. Okay, for the chaperone specifically. Rapid fire. Meaning quickly. Okay, Jen? Your biggest pageant pet peeve. Are you are you hearing me?
I heard you.
Your biggest pageant pet peeve.
Uh, um, you know what? Why don't I know? I don't know if I have one, but
You don't have one?
no. I mean,
It's not people who have never been even under a stage in their life talking about giving the most commentary. Not that. That's not. Oh, that's
no,
just
no.
that's a me thing. That's a me thing. Sorry. I'm projecting.
That's not it. I think for me, I think the biggest thing is just let me do what I'm doing.
Hmm.
Like get out of my way, so to speak, and let me do what I have to do. So I think and that is a bigger story than that. And that has to do more with organization, like
Hmm.
the pageant organization, so to speak, in terms of um they have their wants, right? But then I think you know the person you're working with best, and
Hmm.
sometimes their want is not really doesn't really align
Hmm.
with your mission, so to speak.
Right.
So let me do what I think is best for my contestant.
Got it.
I and I don't know if that's a pet peeve or what have you, but I just yeah.
Okay. Um,
Mm.
most essential emergency kit item.
Um pins.
Best pre-show ritual.
Um breathe in, breathe out. Stay calm. Relax. Chill out.
Worst wardrobe malfunction.
Zipper bursting. Yeah, just zipper coming apart on the night of the
And
show.
the finally, the most valuable pageant lesson.
It's not about you. It's about your contestant. It is really not about you. It is about the contestant. And be there for that person. Be all you could be for that person. You signed up for a job. I mean, like, there is no, I mean, like, money exchanging hands, but really, it's a job. And if you committed to it, I mean, like, be committed 100%. Yes.
I love it. Thank you so much. I love you so much.
I love you right back. No, I love you too. No, I don't love you back. I love you too. I love you too.
And this has been Pageant Tea Time. I am Kamala Aaron, Miss Dominica 1998, Miss OECS 1999, and I'll see
Yeah,
you
who
next.
slept in the airport on the towel in Antigua?
I did
We did.
that. We're not going down that rabbit hole. I'll see you next time.
Oh my goodness.